Hi everybody, this is Carla again, and this time I'm back with a review for episode 7 of season 2 of Gotham, titled Mommy's Little Monster. And I have to say, this was a pretty great episode. When they started off with the penguin thing, with his mother and stuff, I was actually expecting to because I've been so down on the whole penguin's mother is kidnapped thing. I don't like it. I think it drags him down. So as soon as I saw that it was gonna be about that, I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. I'm already getting bored. It hasn't been 5 minutes, blah blah blah. But it was actually pretty damn great. Obviously, I still feel, negatively about the whole penguin's mother thing. And honestly, you might call me an awful person, but when she got killed, my first thought was like, God, finally. Because I really just don't like the fact that his dependence on her was making him, Penguin, so weak in a way. Not that I think loving someone makes you weak or anything, it's just they had set him up last season to be so high. Like, he left last season as the king of Gotham, and now, like, one episode later, he's being forced to work for someone else. That's kind of, isn't he supposed to have all these people at his disposal? Was he just using Butch to find his mother? Why didn't he just go with Gallivan with everything he had? Apparently he didn't have that much. That's the thing. Somehow it made him seem weaker than he seemed at the end of the previous season, and I don't like that. They might as well just left him a flunky by the end of the previous season, because that's what he became in this season. So yeah, I was pretty glad that Penguin's mother is now dead, because the lady was funny at first, but after a while it just got repetitive. It's like there's only so much you can do if everybody knows that your mother is your weak point. Maybe if he'd hidden it better, I wouldn't feel that way. I don't mind villains or even regular characters having people they love. I think it's a strength. I just think Penguin went about it in all the worst ways, kind of. So I'm glad she's gone. I hope that it makes him harder. I hope that it makes him a harder character. I hope that he stops caring. I hope that he starts being smarter about things. So I was all up for that. I also really liked the whole Butch thing. On the one hand, I find it really stupid that Gallivan, after he's been apparently so smart and so smug about it too, that he just let Butch go. Just like that. Yeah, go form your own mafia, dude. You can totally do it. I don't need you at all. Excuse me, he's a loose end. He should have killed Butch. Honestly, he should have. I'm not entirely sure why he didn't. I guess he thought Penguin would kill him, but I think you're overestimating the efficiency of people in Gotham. Because seriously, they're just not efficient. Speaking of efficiency, you have Tigress, aka Gallivan's sister, she's presented as such a badass girl. At the same time, she's kind of her brother's minion, she's not standing up on her own. She's there for his brother, to work for his brother, to do everything her brother wants her to do. But she's presented as this terrifying, badass killer who doesn't have the slightest, inclination to feel bad about anyone. So I assume that she's really good, we've seen her fight. She's really good. A really good fighter, a really good shot. She even knows about torture, as she showed in this last 2 episodes. And yet, Penguin, who can barely walk as it is, the dude was running to the window, and by running I mean wobbling to the window, and she's pointing straight at him and she can't hit him. Those are the kind of things that writers have to think about. You know, I know the penguin can't die, I know that. But you have to find a better way, because otherwise you're just undoing anything you did with Tigress. And was she a stormtrooper? It's not he wasn't that far away. It's not possible to miss that badly. Someone is going at such a slow speed and wobbling, and come on. You know, it's one of the things that bothered me the most about it. That and the fact that, you know, Butch was left alive. But apart from that, I actually really liked the episode. The scene at the restaurant where Butch was, when Victor Zsasz came to kill him, and Bullock and Jim actually shoot back. That was something out of a mobster movie. That was an amazing scene. Like, I really loved it. It looked amazing. It was filmed amazing. And it's just one of those things that you really expect to see from Gotham City, and we haven't really seen enough of that. There were some scenes last season, but we hadn't really seen any. This season, it's like no crazy people, no, like, it's a huge political agenda, just good old mobster, you know, shootouts. I love that scene. Like, I don't know who directed this episode, but that was excellent. Again, not sure why Galvin wouldn't kill Butch. I mean, obviously he was fishing. He was trying to see if Butch had told Jim anything. So, like, you figure he would have known, right? About Jim, I don't know if I liked the idea that I figured he was going to, I imagine he was going to figure everything out at some point. I don't like that it was, like, almost immediately after he offered Gallivan his support. Like, dude, if you had figured this out 20 minutes earlier in full continuity time, but now, like, you stuck your foot so deep into that puddle of mud, and you didn't even know it, and now you have to backtrack. It's like, dude, really? I almost wish that somebody else had made the connection and then told Jim. Like, if it had been Harvey, I would have been happy with that, because I think Jim just, I never bought the reason why he even went to Galvin in the first place, so it just seems silly to me that one episode later he'd be like, oh, right, I hate you, I'm not supporting you anymore. It's almost like childish in a sense, like you're changing your mind so quickly. And okay, I know that he's actually right, I know that Gallivan is the one actually setting up all this stuff, but still, they could have done that better. Either way though, I liked it. I didn't find Gallivan as grating as I usually do. I liked him in this episode. That's weird, but in a good way. The thing I think, I have to mention though, Harvey, it may seem like he's doing nothing, but that dude has the best lines in the entire show. Like, he said two things in this episode that I feel like I have to write down and, like, commit to memory and just use in my everyday life, because they were such great lines. The first one was, questions like that are above my pay grade and below my sense of wonder. That is such a great line. It's so typically Harvey Bullock, but I love it. I need to use that someday. And the other ones, of course, nobody's telling the truth. This is Gotham. Because, yes, Jim, you should know that already. Like, everybody in this town has a hidden agenda, and it's gonna come up at some point, so you have to get used to people, lying to your face, because that's what they do. And I love Harvey. It might seem to other people that he's just there, and he's not really involved in the plot or whatever, but I love him. I think as long as he keeps himself away from things, he's actually really good. My favorite part of this episode though was the Enigma part, because again, thing I'm most interested in this season is the whole rise of the villains idea. Enigma is one of those that I just find really interesting. I loved that he set up a scavenger hunt with riddles for himself. That was amazing. I mean, it's creepy, yes, but it's amazing at the same time. And I like the fact that he's beginning to embrace his inner darkness, because he has it in him. I'm sorry, when you killed Kristen Kringle, that wasn't your other enigma inside your head. That was you. So that darkness is in there, and I like that he's beginning to embrace it, because he's so. I mean, whenever we see the two enigmas, it's so entertaining, because the other one, the evil one, not that this one isn't evil, but the truly original evil one is so entertaining. I mean, this guy, I forget the name of the actor at the moment, but this guy can really act. I love it. I mean, he can be, weak and nerdy and shy and whatever, and he can be charming and convincing and charismatic and evil. So I really love that. Just the fact that he put the hand inside a vending machine. Oh my god, like, okay, I should probably be grossed out, but I just thought that was like genius. I honestly did. And then the Amy thing, and how he came up with the story to fully straight away. It's like, oh, can you help me? He made himself a victim. That's awful. That's awesome. I don't know what's gonna happen when they realize that Kringle is gone. Like, she hasn't come back to work or anything, but he'll figure something out. I really love that he's really going evil, and just the way the scenes were shot and the special effects in it were actually pretty awesome. So I really like that. Speaking of Lee, that one little scene, I mean, she really is like the most okayest girlfriend in the entire world, and I love her. She's so awesome. She's like, I love seeing you squirm, and Jim's like, I wasn't squirming. She's fantastic. I love her. I mean, even when she doesn't have an integral part of the plot, she's being awesome. She's just made of awesome. Okay, let's just agree on that. And I want to see so much more of her. The one part of the episode I didn't really like was the whole Bruce, Selena, Silver love triangle thing. I mean, I really shouldn't complain, because we all knew that was coming. But I just didn't like it. I mean, whenever that thing happens where one of the girls says something bad about the other girl, and the guy's like, you can't say that, you're not my friend, blah blah blah. Why don't they just ask what happened? I mean, I'm sure Selena would have told him what Silver told her, and then you have like reasonable doubt, but no, it's always straight away taking one side, because that's the way it works, and teenagers, right? But I didn't like it. I mean, I don't like, it's not that I don't like love triangles, I do. It's just they're so young. And Bruce is like, why even would you like go to Gallivan for advice? You have Alfred. Stick to Alfred. Alfred is good. You know Alfred. You know he's never steered you wrong, so why even go to some random dude? And just, pushing people away without some sort of reasonable doubt is just stupid. Like, really, what has Silver done to him that's been so nice that he will distrust everybody else? Like, I don't know. I'm not into it. I know that it has to come. I really hope Bruce doesn't pull a Jim Gordon and actually endorse Gallivan, only to realize 5 seconds later that he screwed up really bad. Because it gets repetitive, sorry. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, the rest of the episode I really loved. The fight at the end, that was fantastic. Tigress being awesome, like she should be. I loved Penguin's attack on the mansion when he like sent in a bunch of penguins. Like that's so reminiscent of Heath Ledger's Joker, right? Like it's one of those great moments in film, and I just love that they emulated it on the show. It's so great. I really loved it. Um, I love that Jim didn't necessarily give in to Penguin, even though he understands. The Penguin was telling the truth. I mean, it was just a good final arc to the episode. I really thought so. It was nice to see Harvey Dent back. He didn't do much, but whatever. I mean, I'm sure we'll see him around. If we're going Rise of the Villains, I would like to see what he does, because he will be a villain at some point. So I would like to see how this season affects him. What else was I going to say? Just I don't know. I really liked the episode. Like I said, there were some things that bothered me, but overall, I found it very exciting. I found it that it moved the plot forward a lot, which is great. And you know, save for those little issues, it was actually really, really intense. And intense is always good because you don't want the show to lull down like it was with the whole Penguin and his mother thing stretched forever and ever, and it was getting really old. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a really good episode. Really liked it. Hopefully they can keep it going for the next few. So yeah, if you guys want to see more Gotham reviews, be sure to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. And we have a bunch of old reviews for Gotham from the previous season and this season. And we also have reviews for other TV shows, movies, books. We have a bunch of stuff, so be sure to visit and take a look through our different sections. And that's about it for now, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.